Hello and welcome to Cooking Your Way Through Life.
Today's episode is Cooking Your Way Through Love. And today's food side of things is what do you love to cook and what do you hate to cook?
Cooking Your Way Through Life is a podcast combining knowledge of the kitchen and applying it to real-life situations. This podcast is all about understanding techniques to make things you already know even better. Topics from traveling on a budget, setting and achieving short and long-term goals, and of course, cooking.
On today's episode, we're going to dive into what do you feel love means? Like to you personally. No relationship looks the same, so how can we calculate love being the exact same way? So, gonna ask some questions and hope that you come back with some answers. I'm also gonna tell you what I hate to cook and what I love to cook because it's almost Valentine's Day. So let's go.
Please welcome Chef Hollywood.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cooking Way Through Life with me, Chef Hollywood. And today is the special Valentine's Day themed episode because it's Cooking Your Way Through Love. And you know, I really just wanted to kind of touch on love today. I feel like love is such a touchy subject in general, but it's also very complex. And we can talk about the love for somebody, for your spouse, for your partner, for your lover. Valentine's Day, right? Or we can also talk about the love and passion that you have for what you do and some of the things that you actually love in life, which, of course, guys, we're not going to pick and choose. I'm going to talk a little bit about both. So we're going to talk about the love in general, personal life, professional life. And then for the cooking side of today's episode, I'm going to talk about some of the things that we love to do, but maybe they don't love us back. And also teach you or talk about one recipe that I just really, really love to make. And this kind of goes into a question that I get so much because I swear to you guys, it's not clickbait. One of the biggest questions I think every chef gets is, what do you love to cook? Oh, what's your favorite thing to cook? So I was like, anytime that I can address it organically, I try to address it. So I'm going to address it a little bit on this episode as well. So, of course, it's Valentine's Day or it's pre-Valentine's Day. And if you do have a Valentine's, then congratulations if you want one. And if you don't have one, but you're still looking for one, it is not too late. Today is the 12th. You have 2 days. Make that move. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I promise that is not just a saying. Like it's real. Like you really miss 100% of those shots. So shoot your shot. You got 2 days. Get that Valentine's and have an amazing weekend. It's on the weekend this year, guys. So have a good Valentine's Day weekend. All right. So love in general for the personal side. I would say the first thing I want to talk about is love enough? I think that love is kind of, at least I'm born in '88, and I feel like as a millennial, love is a little different for me than it was for my parents and the new generation. And not in the sense that it is different. It's just the way that society has pushed it upon people, I guess. And for me, I grew up with a lot of the rom-coms and the 90s movies and the sitcoms that had love and structure and what it looked like. And that's how you kind of mold your life around. Plus, you look at your parents and you look at the relationships around you. But I think that's not everybody's course and how they develop what love is for them. I feel like love can't be measured. I don't think that there's a right way or wrong way to say that we can calculate love because you can't say that this is 100% love and this is not, because the way you love somebody is not the same way other people love them. It's not the way they might love you back even, right? So I feel like the way I approach love is, and I know this is also, this is one too, because people say you need to love someone unconditionally, and then some people don't feel like that's possible. I think that you should love someone without needing that exact love back. and sorry, when I say that, and what I mean is, if I love you, then that's how I feel about you. Of course, I want that to be reciprocated, but when we say unconditional, for me, unconditionally means that my feelings for you are not determined by your feelings for me. I'm not saying I only love you because you told me that you love me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when you love someone, you have to just go into it knowing that this is how I feel about this person. I really hope that they feel this about me, but regardless, I still love them. And I think for me, that's enough to be all in because my feelings are my feelings. And even if I want those feelings to come back in that same way or in that way for that person, it does not deter my feelings. And I feel this way too because even when you talk to somebody, or at least in my situation, once again, I talk to friends, or you might have somebody that you still love, but they might have did you wrong. They might be very horrible. And you're just like, why do I still have these feelings for people? And I think that's why I look at it this way because it's like, yeah, they might not be your person. They might not even love you back, but you still love them. And I think instead of running away from that, we should lean into it a little bit more. Because, yeah, how I feel is how I feel. And I hope you feel the same, but I mean, some things can change how I feel. But but how I feel is how I feel. So that's my like loving unconditionally is just I'm pouring out that love whether or not you're pouring it back into me. And people always say that when you have kids, you understand unconditional love. And I think that's part of it too. Your kids don't even know what's happening for the first couple years of their life, but you love those little humans. And you don't love those little humans only because they're saying, Mom, Dad, I love you back. They can't even talk at first. You know what I mean? So I think that's my big, like, ho, ho, ha. That's why I look at love this way. So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. How do you equate loving someone unconditionally? Is it just letting everything go and still loving them? Or do you look at it kind of how I'm looking at it? I always like to ask these kind of questions. On top of that, since it is near Valentine's Day and we're talking about love and relationships, another thing I want to talk about today is the fact that you do not have to be afraid of love. You know, I have so many friends that will go through a bad breakup or they will be in a bad situationship or bad friends with benefits and then they just cut their heart off and they just like everything's turned off. I'm not going to do it again because I'm not going to get hurt. And I think that's the thing we kind of have to let go of. We might get hurt. I mean, that's life. But if you don't put yourself in a space where you might get hurt, are you really living your life to the fullest? Are you really enjoying everything? Like if you go to a restaurant tomorrow and they say, this dish right here, this is amazing, but if you order it, there's a slight chance that I don't know, your coat's gonna be flat. Like your drink's not gonna be as great. Like, do you not take that chance to try something amazing just because you're afraid that something might happen? They're not saying it will happen, but it might happen. And 3 years ago, when you ordered this kind of dish, your Coke was flat. And it didn't even ruin your life. It was just an inconvenience at the time. So I mean, I know these are two different things, and I'm not one of those people who try to compare like very serious situations with unserious situations. But I'm just saying, sometimes we do overcomplicate stuff. And the idea that you are not leaning into something and someone that makes you so happy because you're afraid that you might get hurt, I just think that's not living. And I mean, one of my things is living life to the fullest. And I think for me, it's because I also had a very serious medical issue before. And I'm one of those people that didn't know if I would be here today. And so to have a second chance and then not live life to the fullest feels like a waste for me sometimes. So I think this is why I do approach things the way I approach them sometimes. But it can be good and bad. So that's a whole different podcast episode. But yeah, I think that especially around this time of the year, guys, it's Valentine's Day. It's your time to lean into love. If you don't lean into it normally, this is your time to shine. Lean into love, see what it does. But yeah, let's lean into it. Oh, why are we talking about this? Man, let's get into some food topics of the day. Since we're talking about the personal side of love and we haven't gotten to the work side yet, I'm going to tell you about what I actually love to cook. Now, don't come for me like I'm not trying to be SZA and the other people that always lie. I don't lie about this. It's just that I really change what I love to cook. And I've said that before. So you can go back and watch the YouTube episodes and everything. What happens is I genuinely love to cook a lot of things. And my issue is that when someone asks me that on the spot, like, Chef, what do you love? What's your favorite thing to cook? What do you love to cook? I'm just like, it's not one thing. But then they hate to hear that. It's like the same face I make when they ask me the question. If I say everything, they make the same face. And we're looking at each other like the Spider-Man meme. Like, yeah, you asked me something annoying and I gave you something annoying. But it's not even on purpose. I really do love cooking different things, right? So how I equate something that I love to cook, it really means that not only do I love prepping it, making it, executing it, but I love to eat it too. And for me, a lot of times it just depends on how I feel. I look at food. I mean, food for me really is the same way I feel about music. I love music. I love food. I mean, obviously, I'm a chef. I love food. But there's not a time where I'm going to cook French cuisine for a month. It's like if I was listening to only rap music for a month. I don't do that. I need pop. I need house. I need R&B. Like, I need the different genres, right? And then within the genres, you have the artists. And then every now and then, I have a favorite artist. And then, of course, I have a couple of favorite songs. That's how I look at the food side of it. And that's why when people ask me this question, I'm not trying to be difficult or rude, but that's just how it is. So, long-winded, long way to get to a short answer. But today, on this Valentine's Day episode, what do I love to cook? Honestly, right now, it is going to be, drumroll please. I don't know. No. Sorry. No, for real. Right now, what I've been really loving to cook is actually steak. And I know that probably sounds like steak. Oh my God. But two things. One, I don't know. I've been really on this red meat kick a lot. And last time this happened was before I visited Indonesia for the first time. And I went 3 weeks to Bali and Komodo Island and a lot of other places with two of my friends. And I did not have a lot of beef. I don't think we had any beef the whole time we were there. And so after that, I became pescatarian. But before that, I was just cooking steak. I was just like, steak, steak, steak. And when it comes to beef, normally I am a big steak person, not a huge hamburger person. So for me, it's like steak is usually what I eat when I'm eating beef. And so I go a while without eating steak, and then I just want steak. And I haven't had it in a while. So the last like month or so, I've been really wanting steak. And so I've been cooking steak. And I think the biggest thing I love about making steak, two things. I love the flavor of really good beef. Like if you get Kobe, of course, or even just marble, really good steaks, like they're good on their own. You don't need all these sauces. You don't need steak sauce. You don't need any of that. But I do like making rubs and I do like seasoning the beef sometimes. And for anybody that knows me, you know this. I do not drink coffee. I'm not a coffee person. But you know what I use coffee for? I will use coffee for rubs. And I love that steak and beef usually has a really rich flavor that can take a coffee rub and it does not overpower it. Because for me, coffee is such a strong flavor. When I taste it, everything else gets dulled out. So I don't really drink it or eat things with coffee in it because I can't really taste anything else. It blows everything out. It just blows my palate out. But all that to say, steak. Right now, steak has been the dish that I love to cook. I just like a nice pan-seared New York strip with a simple pan sauce. It can be herb and red wine pan sauce finished with butter. That's it. Like that's it. Just like so simple. I also my favorite steak is just also just nice grilled or pan seared steak with a blue cheese butter. So simple, but just delicious. The blue cheese, the butter, the steak, all I need. Like that's it. That's all I need. So yeah, I don't know why I'm so long-winded right now, guys. But yeah, that's what that's my favorite thing to cook at the moment. And I really want a blue cheese butter pan seared steak right now. So yeah, see, I love it at the moment. I love it. All right, let's get back into the actual today's topic. We talked about personal. I gave you as much as I can without talking about my personal life. I am in love with somebody right now. It's a good feeling, but I will say the other side of it too is not only with personal, but with just life. What do you do when what you love does not quote unquote love you back? So, I mean, the personal is easy to address on this side. If the person that you love does not love you back, you have to make the decision to be okay with that or get out. And I think most of the time, I think 99% of the time, you should probably get out. The 1% is if they if they don't love you yet, but you guys are moving in that direction. But the same way that not making the decision is a decision, saying I don't know is a actual answer, they know if that needle will be moved or not. So I think for the other person who does not love you back, they should be like, hey, this is never going to happen. So if you want to be with somebody who loves you, it's not going to be me. But then on your end, it's still a decision. You have to decide if you want to stay there or not. And I think that's very simple. I think in life, it's a little bit more complicated actually, because we might love to do something, we might love something, but it does not quote unquote love us back. For me, it is being handy, guys. Like, oh my God, I really want to be handy. And I love the feeling of putting something together or finishing a project. Like, if there's I don't know, like a shelf or bookshelf or something, I love the idea of fitting this puzzle together or changing your oil and getting everything done. Even just changing a tire. Now, what I'm gonna say is I've done all these things before. Like, don't be like, damn, like you never done it. I've done these things. I'm not good at them. I know I'm not good at them. I love to do it, but it does not love me back. Sometimes this happens in careers and jobs. You know, I don't say names anyway, but I've had many of line cooks who love to cook. They love the kitchen. They want to do this. It does not love them. And I have coached them, sometimes fired them, sometimes begged them to leave. But it's one of those things where I think because it's not an actual person, and that's why I started off with this personal side first. Since it's not an actual person, it's harder to let go because all you know is, I don't care. I love to cook. But it's a point where there's no return. And it does not matter how much you love to cook. It does not love you back. And it's not where you need to be. And I think that we don't address that as much in the world of love, but we need to. Speaking of, or doubling back to music, because I said how much I love music, I've had many conversations with some friends in the industry and just friends in general. There are a lot of people who love to sing and rap, but it does not love them back. and so it's like you can keep doing it, but when you hear a person that can really sing, or when you hear a person that can really rap, and then you go to somebody who cannot rap or sing, but they really love it, it's like, oh, I just wish that your love and passion could turn into talent, right? And so I think that's what I'm talking about. So hopefully I gave enough examples for you to understand where I'm trying to go with this. Oh, man. All right, so back to the food side. We've talked about my favorite thing to cook. I think what I was just talking about kind of ties into what I was going to say on the food side as well. And this is just the idea that sometimes what we love does not love us back in the food world either. And for me, it's one of those things where people ask what I'd love to cook, but I never really talk about what I hate to cook. And one thing that I hate to cook is eggs Benedict. Now, I love to eat eggs Benedict. I will order eggs Benedict everywhere I go. They have eggs Benedict. One of my favorite things to eat, but it does not love me back when I'm making it, and I don't love making it. It's such a. I'm first of all, I live alone most of the time. Yeah, I'm actually cohabitating a little bit now, but that's another. But anyway, most of the time I'm cooking for myself, right? Eggs Benedict takes so much to cook for one person. That's what I'm trying to get to. Cooking it for one person is a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of ingredients. It's a lot of butter. It's just a lot, right? And then also making hollandaise is very temperamental. I've gotten to the point in my career a while back where I can make hollandaise and I know how to make it. But I had to cheat a little bit. And I say cheat because the traditional way of making hollandaise, I don't even do it that way no more. I make hollandaise in a food processor. The issue with doing that is, once again, when you're making it by yourself, you need a certain amount of liquid or just anything to make the food processor do what it needed to do. Unless you get a small food processor. And honestly, they're not the greatest. So it's one of those things where I hate making hollandaise the traditional way. I do. If I was on a cooking show, competition, whatever right now, and they said make hollandaise, I would make it. But my facial expressions would be, God damn it. like that. I already know that about me. So it's like one of those things where I hate to do it. It's not what I love to do, but I do it because it's part of it's part of who I am as a chef. I have to make holidays sometimes. So, and I got to a point now in my career where I don't have to. And that's why I was doing a competition or a cooking show or something I wouldn't have to do. But yeah, I say that to say that sometimes it's the opposite. It's like you don't really love it and it doesn't really love us. And so sometimes there's food items that feel that way. You probably, if you're a parent, you might feel this. You probably hate cooking something that your kids love, right? And it's the same thing. It's like, not that you can't do it, but you don't want to do it. Even for your spouse, I'm the same way with making cakes. I don't hate making cakes, but I have certain family member and friends who love some of my cakes. So it's not enjoyable when I make it, but I know it makes them happy. So I continuously do it. But yeah. So that's the other side that we don't talk about, because I always get a question about what do you love to make, but I never get a question about what do you hate to make. I think if you ask chefs that question, you not only would get better answers, you have a whole conversation. So it will open up the conversation a little more, because I think every chef has loads of things they hate to make and stories behind it that are very interesting. Why? And you'll be like, why do you hate making that? And yeah, so I think that's a very good question to start asking chefs instead of asking what do you love to cook. Ask them what they hate to cook. Just ask them. All right, guys, let's wrap this episode up. I told you I wasn't going to hold you too long. It's almost Valentine's Day, so you probably with your loved one already. You don't need to be listening to me talking about love. Go out there and experience it. I just want to end this episode off by just saying that love, first of all, I feel like love is obtainable for everybody. But I do feel like the expectations and the idea of love, we individually, people, put it on such a high pedestal that you feel like you can't reach it sometimes. If you're with somebody and the first thing you think of in the morning, last thing you think of at night, you want to talk to them. Something good happens, you want to reach out. Something bad happens, you want to reach out. You see things that just make you happy and you think about them throughout the day. When you see a text or a call from them, it makes you smile or make you feel good. Unfortunately, I hate to be the one to tell you, but love is possible in that situation if it hasn't already happened. Because what else are you trying to, like if this isn't where love is going, or at least the seed of love, what do you think love is? So I just want to say, stop overcomplicating it. Live in the idea that you deserve to be happy. And love and happiness goes together, just like the song says. So I hope that everybody has a very happy Valentine's Day. If you are in a relationship, if you are married, if you are with somebody, I know that this is not the only time of the year that love is represented. So I hope that you have an amazing year, 2026, with your spouse, with your person, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, and the person that you share your life with. So love to everybody. See y'all next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications for the YouTube channel, Cooking Your Way Through Life. And we'll be having something coming up soon on Cooking Your Way Through Life. We're changing the podcast over there, so the visuals are coming. I'm not Beyonce. I'm really going to drop the visuals, y'all. All right. I'll see y'all next time. Have a great day. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Cooking Your Way Through Life with Chef Hollywood.